Garry Hynes, good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm very well, thank you.
We're sitting here in the Clarence Hotel on a very snowy Dublin morning.
Absolutely.
Yes, and we're talking about the programme for Druid Theatre.
That's right, we've just announced details of our programme for 2010 to early 2011. We're creating 2 new productions, a premiere of an Enda Walsh play, Penelope, which will open in the Arts Festival, the Galway Arts Festival, in a production directed by Mikel Murfi, and then following that almost immediately a production of O'Casey's great play, The Silver Tassie, which I will direct. And we will be touring both those productions extensively, both in Ireland and in the UK. And then we're about to revive one of our big hits from the last few years, The Cripple of Inishmaan, for a major 5-month tour of the United States from February to June of next year.
And you're also hitting the 3 Aran Islands with it as well.
And we're hitting the 3 Aran Islands with it as well. So
I see here it's 239 performances in 26 theatres in 5 countries. That's not bad for a theatre group from Galway.
Absolutely not. I don't think that's bad for a theatre group from anywhere.
From anywhere, no, absolutely. But for those who haven't heard about Druid, can you give us a short history?
Well, the company was founded in 1975. We're celebrating our 35th birthday this year. We're based in Galway, and we tour nationally, have been touring nationally since 1980, and touring internationally on and off, but in particular with the founding of Culture Ireland consistently and extensively in the last 5 years. And
some of the actors who have worked with you are very famous now.
Well, indeed, yeah. Founding members of the company include Marie Mullen and Sean McGinley, Cillian Murphy, who has played with us a number of times, including particularly Playboy, Christian Playboy of the Western World. I think Druid has been fortunate really to work with all of the best actors in Ireland and elsewhere. Denis Conway, who won an award in the Irish Times Award last year for his portrayal of the Irishman in the Gili concert, and who created the role of Denis in the Walworth Farce, and will be back to Druid to create a new role in Penelope. So we're very lucky to have for such a fantastic team on our stages, but behind our stages as well.
You were saying that it looks like from the programme that there's a lot of people working on it, but there's not really.
No, absolutely. I mean, we have a dedicated, committed, incredibly hard-working small team of about 6 people, and the amount of work, the amount of productivity they throw out would light up a small town, I think.
And how have the recent art cuts and cuts in funding and all of that kind of stuff affected you guys?
Well, they have affected. We've got, in effect, almost a 10% cut, wow. Which is a lot. And it's a lot of money, and it's going to make next year, particularly as we're not rolling back from our plans, it's going to make it a very big challenge. But we feel at a time when many of our colleagues have suffered so much worse cuts, and indeed some organisations have gone entirely, that it's up to us to continue to be as brave as possible, and to keep the faith with and demonstrate why subsidy by the government for the arts is so important.
Do you get a lot of support in Galway?
Absolutely, tremendous support. I mean, we're Galway's company, and we have a fabulous audience who continually support us. We're about to travel to Galway, where we'll have an event announcing our programme in our theatre this evening at 6 o'clock, and I expect it to be a very happy occasion.
Brilliant. Talk to me, because I'm just fascinated, talk to me about the Silver Tassie, which you're directing from August 28th. I think that's one of the more interesting stories of Irish theatre.
Well, indeed it is, although, it possibly hasn't done the play itself any favours, in the sense that it's known, first of all, as the play which Yeats rejected for the Abbey, and which led to O'Casey's departure into exile from Ireland. It came after, he wrote it after he had had huge success with Plough the Stars, Juno the Paycock and Shadow the Gunman. And in a kind of what was clearly a very shocking move to O'Casey, the Abbey rejected it on the grounds that it was not well written, that O'Casey knew nothing of the First World War, during which it was set, and O'Casey became very angry, as he was wont to do, and actually made public the Abbey's rejection of it. So that thing has stood to it all the time. But it's an extraordinarily singular play. It's a play of great vision. It's a big play, and it's a difficult play to achieve. It's a challenging play to do. But I've wanted to do it for a long time now, and I'm really looking forward to it.
You've been involved in theatre for a long time. I mean, you're one of the names that people know with Irish theatre. Yeah. Are you still passionate? Are you still enjoying it?
Oh yeah, I am. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't. I mean, I think sometimes sometimes I do get, I suppose, demoralised with the word that, you know, it's no easier now to make the case for theatre than it was 30 years ago. You're still having to you're still having to make the argument that the arts should be part of public communal life in this country, that they're not an added extra, that they're not something you have when money is flourishing, that in fact they're nearly more important when it isn't, when times are hard. So from time to time you just think, there must be an easier way, but then the actual the animated spirit of the work itself and the people you're working bring you right back up there.
One of the big things that you have is from Galway to Broadway and back again, your 35th birthday celebrations on May 21st and May 22nd. Yeah. That's shaping up to be an amazing celebration.
I think it is. I think it's going to be a really nice night. I mean, a lot of old friends are joining us. We're going to perform excerpts from our past hits, and Marie will be there, and Sean McGinley and Cillian Murphy, and in particular we're going to allow the audience to vote for the thing they'd most like to see, and if it's at all possible we'll try to recreate that as well. So
that's amazing.
We're looking forward to it.
You're on Twitter at Druid Theatre, you're on Facebook under Druid Theatre, and your website is druid.ie.
Druid.ie, so you know, you can't miss us.
Can't miss it,
Even
Garry.
if you try, you can't miss us.
That's great, thank you very much.
Thank you.